I'm doing roughly $2.6 million every 30 days with just Google Ads alone across 39 different e-commerce brands, and we need to talk about it. Although all these brands are under my Google Ads agency, Euro Marketing, and in a variety of different niches and categories, the strategies I'm using to scale these brands are the same exact ones as I teach on my YouTube channel. But there are a few major tips and tricks I'm using and implementing across all of these 39 different e-commerce brands, which allows me to scale to these levels with consistency. And just going over a few results really quickly, we can see if we compare the last 30 days to the previous 30 days, it's been 2.6 million in revenue at a 15% increase month over month, and the ROAS in total has been on average of 5.39x. This is not one brand, this is not even two brands, it's 39 different e-commerce brands. And if we look at it in the last 90 days alone by just changing this date period right here, we can see in the last 90 days, all these brands have done $7.2 million in revenue, and it has been very consistent. How is this all possible? You need to start by implementing this first tip on my list, which is campaign segmentation. Now, campaign segmentation only really works when there's a decent amount of budget going into every single campaign. Any single time I'm doing campaign segmentation across any of these brands we handle, I always like to go with the 80-20 rule, where 80% of the budget goes towards those major campaigns, those 20% of the campaigns which are designed to get me majority of the sales. And the rest of the 20% should be those that run in the background for brand awareness purposes, for retargeting purposes, etc. Tip number one is useless if you don't follow tip number two, which is having a heavy focus on CTRs. And if we look at all of these different accounts right here, the ones that are doing the best have some of the highest CTRs out there in the industry. Now, I want to go on over to these campaigns right here and change it to those campaigns which are generating the highest ROAS. And there's one metric I want you to look at, which is the CTR metric. Just take a look at all of these CTRs, which the first one is a 0.36%, but it's a catch-all campaign with a very high target ROAS, and it only has 3 sales. So disregarding this, for any other cold traffic campaign, for example, like this one right here, the CTR is almost a 20%. Next campaign right here, which is not a branded search campaign, for example, is this one right here, which is a dynamic search campaign running at a CTR of 27%. This one is a PMAX campaign running at a CTR of above 1%. The main goal you want to keep in mind for your Performance Max campaigns is having a total account level CTR of 1% and higher, and this is on the campaign level. For your search campaigns, you should ideally be aiming at a minimum of 5% to 10% CTRs. These numbers sound crazy, but trust me, if you know your audience well, if you do proper copywriting, that should be very realistic and that should be very doable. The higher your CTR is, that means the more people that are clicking on your ads, and this is a direct signal to Google's algorithm that you are doing something right. Google's algorithm will start pushing your ads and your listings more and more to the front without you having to pay a single dime extra. This is the best case scenario that you should be aiming towards with Google Ads. The best way to increase your CTRs is, again, as I mentioned, making your product images better, making your ad copy, if it's a search campaign, much better with proper copywriting, making sure your product titles are on point with relevancy and with a lot of perceived value within the product titles. And when I say perceived value, I simply mean having certain keywords and just words in general which add a value to the product, such as luxury or portable or best or premium, etc. Tip number 3 is you need to start focusing on unique segregation approaches. What I mean by that is the normal way of segregating is just by maybe product collections, by product categories, or maybe best case scenario, the winners versus losers. There are much better and much more granular ways of segregating your campaigns out, which can actually leave you with a much more profitable return. And one such example is this one right here, where we're running one Performance Max campaign for the East Coast only. So all the East Coast states, this is what the Performance Max campaign here is targeting. And if we look at the ROAS, it's a 13x ROAS. This second PMAX campaign, this is targeting all the rest of the states. And you can see here, the ROAS is a 6.43x. So clearly, this segregation tactic is letting us know that the East Coast states are preferring this brand's ads more. And as a result, we now have the ability to do more things and aim our ads more towards those people living in the East Coast. Without this kind of segregation, we would be trying to target all the different 50 states altogether, and this would not leave us with this level of return on ad spend. And then there's the third PMAX campaign here, which is just an excluded products campaign running at a fairly decent ROAS. And this is just all the products which we excluded from the main campaigns because they were not performing that well. But your main goal should be to find that one segregation tactic, or what that one segregation approach which leaves you to be different than your competitors. This brings us to the next tip, which is scaling major products across multiple campaign types. And what I mean by that is a lot of e-commerce brands, what they do is they run maybe 1 or 2 major shopping campaigns, and that's where they stop. This is one of the most limiting approaches out there with Google Ads, simply because shopping is just one way of scaling with Google. There's a whole bunch of other ad placements and ad types that you could be launching with Google Ads alone, which can help scale that product, that winning product, to the next level. And we use Google Ads, Google Shopping specifically, to find those best-selling products. And from there, we go on to different kinds of search campaigns. We go on to different types of display, discovery, even YouTube campaigns, and we expand that scale, because this now lets us continue the testing with shopping and lets us continue trying to find more bestsellers while fully extracting the juice out of that bestseller or out of those multiple best-selling products. And this kind of keeps the entire cycle of testing, profitability, and scaling going in a consistent manner, because you don't want to stop testing just because you have a best-selling product or multiple bestsellers, nor do you want to just test only and forget about scaling. You should have all these 3 different phases going on at any given time within your ad account. And that's literally what we have been doing throughout these brands from the beginning of time, hence why the revenue, the profitability, and the overall scale has just been so consistent, and it has been increasing in these past few days and these past few weeks. I mean, if you look right here, we have literally everything you can imagine going on, with a total of 237 different campaigns distributed across these 39 different e-commerce brands. But all of this is irrelevant if you don't use this last tactic and this last method, which is a funnel-based approach. Now, keep in mind, if you just rely on Google, if your brand just uses Google, there's a very high chance you're gonna hit a ceiling very soon with how much scale you can achieve with Google. And this is not because that's just the amount of people searching for your products on Google. It's more because the algorithm does not have enough data to back it up, to back up its desires of scaling to even new levels and new heights. And there's 2 major things having a proper funnel that goes beyond just Google Ads alone helps with when it comes to Google Ads. Number 1, the quality traffic. Having a funnel outside of Google alone helps really drive a lot of quality traffic that's designed to purchase onto Google Ads. But number 2, quality scale. If you see some of the brands we work with, you will see that some of them have sales which are consistent, but then there's no sales for a long period of time. Like for example, with this brand right here, which we just recently started working with during this portion right here, but there was a long period of time when there were basically no level of consistent sales. And this is what happens when you're not getting quality traffic from other ad platforms, from other traffic sources. Google becomes too reliant on its own algorithm. And there is an illustration which perfectly describes it in detail, which is this one right here. You want to think of your brand as something that's on the very top of this funnel. And as you start going down this funnel, you start getting into these different advertising platforms, into different types of traffic sources in general. It could be Facebook ads traffic, it could be TikTok, it could be Google ads or Bing ads, it could also be the back end, meaning emails and SMS. But the important thing here is you have all these other parts of the funnel in place, because if you take out all of these parts, what's going to happen is it's going to go down to just a very, very small funnel, which is your brand, Google Ads, landing page. That's it. And that's a very risky funnel because your brand is entirely just standing on one pillar. You want to have multiple pillars within your funnel so that your brand overall as a whole is very strong. And if one of these goes away, for example, this one right here with Google Ads goes away, well, now you still have other parts of the foundation, you have other parts of the funnel which are still intact and it can still get you sales. And this is the same for anything else, by the way. If you, for example, have TikTok TikTok ads go away, well, now you still have Google ads to kind of help you and back you up. So this is where having a funnel approach really comes into play, and all of this is getting thrown to your landing page. But thinking of it as a funnel is what has allowed us to scale all of these brands to multi-million dollars per month in revenue. Now, if your brand does $40,000 or more per month in revenue and you want to scale your brand to the next level, go on my website at yourmarketing.com and schedule a free call with me to see how we can potentially work together and make that happen. And although these tips and tricks which I went over in this video are all good on the top of the surface level, it's always best to see these in actual action. And this video right here, which I highly recommend you check out, is a case study we did on a recent brand where we used everything mentioned here in this video and more to scale this brand to a whole new level.